Let's talk about the 190 and the 491 visa in Northern Territory under the graduate stream. So if you studied and lived in Northern Territory and you're still living there, you'd be eligible to apply for this. So you must have completed one or more qualifications from a Northern Territory based institution. And for the 190 visa, you must have continued to live in the Northern Territory for at least 6 months after your graduation on a 485 visa or the bridging visa associated to that. You must have a valid skills assessment and meet the minimum points test, but you don't need to be working in your nominated occupation. You just need to show that you have tried to look for a job. You need to provide all the evidence of that. For the 491, the requirements are similar. However, you can apply as soon as you graduate. You don't need to wait that 6 months. You also need to show that you tried to apply for a job in your nominated occupation. To be honest, these requirements are pretty simple. So there's this new visa called the Workplace Justice Visa, and it falls under one of the 408 visa streams. And it allows applicants to apply for this visa if they need to stay in Australia to see out this activity to ensure they get their workplace justice. The applicant will need to get a certificate from one of the certified entities confirming that they need to stay in Australia to see this through. There are a few requirements to be met, so be sure to check it out, but this visa can last for up to 4 years. Tasmania opened up for registration of interest as of yesterday. So if you qualify, you can lodge to be nominated in Tasmania for a 491 or a 190. But the one thing about Tasmania is there is just so many requirements. Now, last year we actually received a lot of queries from people who received rejections from Tasmania. And that's because one eligibility criteria was missed. So I can't go through all the eligibility criteria in this video, but I can go through some of the things to look out for. So let's say, for example, you wanted to apply for the 190 in Tasmania. Now, as always, you need to meet the basic requirements for an expression of interest. Then for Tasmania, you need to look at the different requirements for all the different streams. And then you need to look at what priority attributes you have. And what we've experienced last year is if you have a green or gold attribute, you will get invited. And this year they have this orange plus attribute as well, which I'll show you later. So first of all, you go and identify which nomination pathway you want to go through. And say here, I just clicked on the Tasmania Skilled Employment pathway. You need to make sure you meet all the minimum requirements here. Then you need to make sure you check the employment conditions, because I've seen a lot of people get knocked back because of this. And then you need to check all the additional information. So what are the requirements for employment? What are the requirements for business operators, study and dependents? Once you've identified that you meet those requirements, you go along to the attributes and see which ones you tick. So hopefully with the more nomination places this financial year, people with orange plus and orange attributes can get invited. But then just scroll down and make sure you check all the other criteria, like they've got exclusions here.